Hello viewers, Pep here, and this is DOGOS, I assume, DOGOS. This is a twin-stick shooter in a 3D realm kind of ordeal. It's interesting, I have to say, that is the perspective that was chosen for this kind of game. So, you know, you get your original ship. I mean, there's not much, oh, I did unlock a few here. I didn't even know. I don't know when I unlocked this. I'll wear ice. Ice is cool. There's different... This is your secondary weapon, and this is your main weapon. There's not that many here. There's 4. And the first weapon you start off with is fine, but the plasma weapon is just stats-wise better, and it shoots 3, so why wouldn't you want that? At least the eraser is different, and the Spitfire looks like it's just kind of might be another upgrade too. I mean, I guess this one has more damage? I'm not really sure though. You have to hit with all 3? It's a bit unknown. And these are your ground weapons. I'm gonna pick cluster bombs, but the rockets are just rockets that fire to the ground. The sniper is just a rocket that fires to the ground that doesn't look like a rocket. And cluster bombs are completely different and interesting, so we'll go with that. Now, normally on this screen, they are trying to put a story into this game. There is typically voice acting on this screen, and he reads the personal journal, which is I find to be fairly interesting that they tried to do that. Now, one of the issues I did find is that I am not pressing any buttons right now, but the ship wants to turn right, wants to completely turn right all the time. It's really annoying in there's these sections where you have to speed up, it speeds you up really fast, and you have to control the ship using the right analog stick only, and it makes it really hard because the ship tries to turn it yourself, and there's no, like, it just doesn't feel good. There's no, like, and then you end up hitting the side of the thing and you crash and you get kind of mad because you didn't do it. But that's just something that happens in this game. And I don't know about you, but this kind of perspective is killing me. It's kind of difficult to control, to know exactly what's going on. I mean, I think that's more of like a personal thing that I'm having. That's not really the game's fault. That it's just a perspective they chose. I'm sure they're capable of playing it. Like, can I hit you? Here we go. I am playing on the most easy difficulty, but only because I started on the easy difficulty because I wanted to check out the game, and then it moved me. It won't let you change the difficulty. Yeah, I have to start a completely new game, and I didn't want to lose all of my weapon upgrades for this video. Kind of annoying, but there's no lives. It's pretty casual then, like this. I mean, I assume on a much more difficulty that it would be a larger problem. I don't know. This game is completely uninspired. This game, it's like, it just feels like they didn't really want to do anything new. It's pretty standard for how this genre is. There's nothing really here. You know, I'm playing with the controller, but there's just not much. There's not much here. I mean, you know, kill all the enemies most of the time, get to a part of the level, pick up some alternate weapons that are more interesting than the weapons you have sometimes, and then some of them are kind of useless too, and then finish the level, get to a place. Protecting the base. I'm not even paying attention, just killing everything. I have a hell of a time trying to hit anything on the ground. The reason I picked the cluster bomb is because the area on the ground is much wider and gives me much more leniency, but otherwise the rockets and the sniper rifle make it almost impossible to hit stuff on the ground. I had to constantly try and strafe around them so I'm not getting hit by bullets, and then to hit them. It's really annoying. And I think that pretty much sums up the game though. That's just that it's kind of annoying. It's kind of boring. I wish there were more weapons. I wish there were more weapon pickups in the game to change up this gameplay. I get kind of bored defeating these enemies over and over again. There is one boss battle I've experienced so far, and I think I'm about halfway through. I wish more bosses. I wish there were no ground targets, or that it was easier to hit the ground targets. And the ground targets are really the ones that you have to worry about. I haven't felt in danger of being hit by any of the projectiles, really, from stuff in the air. The ground projectiles, like these, follow you, and other stuff shoots up from the ground that will stun you and stuff like that. Like, they're just much more dangerous things on the ground, and stuff like this where, you know, there's some parts of this level that if like I can fly over it but my bullets don't hit it, will hit it and then they won't go past it. So stuff like, nope, okay, that's a wall that I can't go through. But there are buildings that I have a problem with there. The ship, it's just pretty boring. There's nothing. It's pretty average, very average. And this perspective, in my opinion, I don't think this perspective is really helping them too much. And controlling it with the left and right stick, the left stick moves the ship around, like this is the left stick, and the right stick controls the camera. But then when you switch to super turbo mode, when you're getting around places, they want to speed you someplace, and it's like a totally different section of game where they want you to dodge the walls. They use the right stick, and that's it gets me every time. I crash and then I'm like, oh, use the left stick to move the ship, but you don't. Not in that section. It's kind of odd. I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do here with the voice acting, and you know, I mean, it's not like they didn't try, you know, but what were they going for here? Something just very typical that doesn't really do anything. I mean, if it was mechanically better, I would say, why not? I mean, who could, you know, we could always use more good games, right? I mean, why would I be a person? But it's just so completely average that and just not like an amazing fun time, that there's just, I don't really feel the need to keep playing this anymore. You know, last week, or earlier this week, sorry, Steriden was a game that I had on here, and that's a 2D, it's a little bit different, you know, 2D, but you're flying a ship, shooting things. That was just much more fun with, I'm going the wrong way, I'm sorry. That was so much more fun with different weapons, and it varied itself up a lot. I know you like that game, you were playing the same level over and over again, but this game has different levels, so the location changes, and there are different layouts of the map. The ship is doing that right thing again. There are different layouts of the ship, or the map, but it's just kind of boring. It's just not much here. It's unfortunate because, you know, I don't really have a problem with flying space shooters in what world, but oh, here's a bigger destroyer. With these cluster bombs, I'll be able to defeat this pretty quick. I like the cluster bombs. I like the cluster bombs a lot. It took me a while to get them. Having this large of an area on the ground is much, much easier. It saves me so much effort and frustration. And there are, you know, this isn't like the only mission in the game. I'm gonna go back to, yeah, that's fine, who cares. There are a bunch of levels in this game. There's Mountain Ride, you know, and so these are all the levels in the game. There's plenty, and I guess, like, what, about halfway through? I guess I played that one already. Should have done this one, but it's just the same every time. All of these missions are completely the same. Defeat all the enemies, get to a section, defeat a thing on the ground, get annoyed that you are shooting the thing on the ground. Here, I'll show you the... Oh, there's the voice acting. Sorry, I skipped it. Oh, here's the flying section. They have to speed through, and the ship tries to go right. And so this one you have to control with the right stick, and it's infuriating. And none of the you know, things in this on this area, like the monsters that spawn, the enemies that spawn, they don't matter. So, you know, you're gonna fly by them so fast they're probably not gonna hit you, and so you can pretty much just try and get through this whole thing. I find this section completely infuriating. They do give you a map, but the checkpoints on these things are always back at the start usually. I don't know if that one was, I couldn't tell. Maybe it wasn't that time, that's nice. But I don't know. At least I didn't run into the wall there. I have enough experience now to not run into the wall. But I'm not having fun with this kind of play right now. With this, you know, controlling it with the right stick and flying. This was a shoot 'em up game, and now it's a little bit of flying. I see that they're trying to break it up, but oh yeah, I forgot I switched to rockets. So these are the rockets. You have to try and line up this little tiny area, as far as I know, this little tiny area onto this ground, and some of these things you're going to want to hit because they will, you know, get your ship down quite a bit. These guys especially, I don't like them. This is another thing though. Alright. What am I doing? Eliminate the enemies in the area, of course. Eliminate the enemies. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. There's not much else here. More of the same, more of the same. Oh, it moves my mouse back over. I was like, why didn't put the mouse in the middle? It moves the mouse. Got it. Okay, so at least hopefully there wasn't too much mouse in that gameplay. Yeah, it's average. It's just so average. Maybe if you really like these kind of games and you want something a little bit different, but so average. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! End of video hotline. Please listen carefully as our menu items have changed. Press 1 for Battle Knights, press 2 for Staraden, or press 3 for Mitch Berry Challenge. Thanks, bye.